Okay, here it is. The big one. Welcome to the second episode of Franchise Spotlight. This week I've decided to torture myself by giving you the rundown on the Call of Duty franchise, which is a big old franchise. So buckle in, because we've got some shit to talk about. First and foremost, did you know that there are 27 Call of Duty games, not including Modern Warfare Remastered? That's too much. So, I've decided to axe coverage of a few of those games. Now, I'm starting with the handhelds. Okay, call me prejudiced. Okay, call me a bigot. Call me a Nazi. But, listen, I don't really care about the handhelds. And you clicked on this video, it's Call of Duty. Chances are you probably don't care either. So I'm just going to run with it. I'm not talking about the handhelds. What I'm going to focus on is what I consider to be the core Call of Duty franchise, the main series. And I think when all is said and done, you'll agree with me that these are the Call of Duty games that most people think of when they hear Call of Duty. Alright, so with all that being said, let's do this. The first Call of Duty game was developed by a small studio by the name of Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward was comprised of 22 developers who left the Medal of Honor family to start their own little family. Development started in April 2002, and the team set out to make an action-packed first-person shooter set in the World War II era, with an emphasis on dynamic squad play and a seriousness for an authentic aesthetic, spending a considerable amount of time researching the technology of the World War II era, from the look of the jeeps, guns, tanks, and planes, to all the beautiful sounds of the game. Along with the visual authenticity, Infinity Ward spent a lot of resources on another core gameplay component, artificial intelligence. Instead of having every single move your allies made pre-planned and scripted, which, wasn't far off the mark for games of that time, Infinity Ward spent time developing an impressive pathfinding system for the AI, allowing them to flank the enemy, bank grenades off of walls, and progress with the player throughout the mission. And now, while reading this, I'm kind of realizing that I think that's the last time that they actually updated their AI for the campaigns. The first Call of Duty game also introduced the kill cam feature, which is a really cool gameplay mechanic where you can actually see through the eyes of your killer 5 seconds leading up to your death. Now I know what you're saying, what is this feature? I've never heard of it. When I die, I just screech into the microphone like a wild baboon. Well, yeah, granted, we all do, but I figured I might as well mention it because it's a thing, it exists. And all of that was enough to separate Call of Duty from the market and give it some feet to stand on. The first Call of Duty game released on Windows and Mac, yes, Mac, on October 29th, 2003, to positive reviews, and Activision bought them the next day. So clearly they sold enough copies and made enough of a splash to warrant modern-day slavery. So while we may celebrate October 29th as the birthday of Call of Duty, it's also, unfortunately, the last time anyone in Infinity Ward saw sunlight. Call of Duty 2 was released in October of 2005 for Windows, and then again a month later as a launch title for the Xbox 360. The game garnered similar praise to the first game, although many additions, such as regenerating health, grenade indicators, and the introduction of the whole last stand idea. It wasn't a player-controlled mechanic. Instead, you would down an enemy, and they would appear dead, but upon closer inspection, they would shoot the crap out of you. Now, this idea, as we know, would go on to become a very, very annoying perk in later installments. Now, Call of Duty 3 was developed by Treyarch, a studio that Activision had acquired back in 2001. Call of Duty 3 didn't improve a whole lot on the Call of Duty formula, but that might have something to do with the fact that the game was made start to finish in 8 months. If you know anything about video game development, that's batshit crazy. Even with the odds stacked against Treyarch, Call of Duty 3 received good reviews and sold a healthy amount of copies. Going into 2007, Call of Duty was a shooter franchise that had earned its reputation as a formidable opponent amongst others in the genre, but 2007 was the year when everything changes.
Ready up.
In November of 2007, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is unleashed upon the world. The game receives universal acclaim from critics and gamers alike. It sells an absolute shit ton, and it positions the Call of Duty franchise atop of the pyramid when it comes to console first-person shooters. Call of Duty 4 took the multiplayer to new heights, adding classes, weapon customization, perks, kill streaks, all inside a buttery smooth 60 frames per second package. In 2008, Modern Warfare was completely unavoidable. It was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it, everybody was playing it. It was the game. Modern Warfare was kind of like that douchey jock at your school that maybe bragged about his talents all the time, but unfortunately was just as talented as he claimed to be. And just when you start to become accustomed to the douche jock, his better looking, more talented older brother transfers to your school, and you gotta go through the whole thing again. Modern Warfare 2 releases on November 10th, 2009, and it takes everything you like about the first Modern Warfare, and then just inexplicably does it better. You know the drill. Universal acclaim, sells a shit ton, and throws your life schedule just completely out of whack. Modern Warfare 2 is for many Call of Duty fans the high point in the series. And many gamers, Call of Duty fans or not, consider the game to have the best first-person shooter campaign, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. The campaign is excellently paced. It is just a blast to play and replay. The game also added Spec Ops, which is a awesome co-op mode where you could complete small missions with specific objectives with friends. Some of these missions were actually asymmetrical, which is pretty cool. One mission had a player in a helicopter using a minigun providing overwatch for the second player who was on the ground. Spec Ops was awesome, especially if you were somebody whose mom didn't want you having Xbox Live and you had to play everything split screen. And yes, slow down there. I realized I missed a game in between those two. I just got a little excited wearing the nostalgia glasses, this is all. World at War released in November 2008, and while the campaign and multiplayer didn't really innovate or invent anything, Treyarch had unwittingly created an experience that would infect couches across the world, and it would become a staple in the Call of Duty franchise.
What is that?
It invades the brain like meningitis.
Hey man, I got the ray gun!
If I had $1 for every hour that I spent at my local community center playing 4-player split-screen zombies in the year of 2009, I could buy like a lot of V-Bucks. Seriously, that game mode spread through my little community like a plague. Treyarch had created such a fun, polished co-op experience. You just get in, you try and survive as many rounds as you can with your friends. It's simple, it's fun, it works. Speaking of flags, Jesus Christ, we aren't even halfway there. Oh my god, there are a lot of Call of Duty games. Okay, calling an audible here. In the interest of keeping this video, not 5 hours long, I'm just gonna rapid fire through the rest of this shit. Call of Duty games from this point on haven't really changed a whole lot. Yeah, they added wall running and then they got rid of wall running, but this is pretty much more or less the same. So I'm just gonna do a quick little recap of all the games that have come out. Rapid fire, let's go. 2010, Black Ops. Avatar guy, Gary Oldman, imaginary friends, best narrative in a Call of Duty by far, solid multiplayer, more zombies. 2011, Modern Warfare 3, aka Modern Warfare 2, no discernible difference between the last one, but somehow still the best selling game of the franchise. People like to hate on it now. I don't mind it. I don't think it's as good as Modern Warfare 2. 2012, Black Ops 2, Avatar, minus Gary Oldman, plus Merle from The Walking Dead. Less exciting story, successful multiplayer, zombies. 2013, Ghosts, Eminem introduces booty on the battlefield. Everyone fucking hates it, but nobody can really explain why. 2014, Advanced Warfare, Kitty Fiddler McGee, exosuits, double jumping, also possibly to blame for the whole variance thing that a lot of people don't like. I don't mind it. 2015, Black Ops 3, Titanfall but worse, and no Titans, specialists, gunsmith, paint jobs, zombies progression, which is dope, and a campaign, I think? Maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. 2016, Infinite Warfare, Jon Snow, Halo but worse, and no War Warts. Apparently a good campaign. Haven't played it. More specialists and zombies, I think? I'm not too sure. 2017, World War II, guy from Transformers, loot boxes, Destiny Tower, social space, more zombies. Okay, that is the past. Wrapped up. Time for the present. Black Ops 4, released on October 12th, 2018. It was the first Call of Duty game to release without a single player campaign, causing outrage among 0.8% of the Call of Duty fanbase. Instead, Black Ops 4 introduces Blackout, which is a battle royale game mode that a lot of people, like myself, expected to be a carbon copy and not that good of a mode, but turns out it's actually a lot better than I thought it would be, and I think a lot better than a lot of people thought it would be. In fact, it's probably the best first-person battle royale game you can play on console. It looks leagues better than PUBG or anything else that you can play. The multiplayer is really refined and smooth. They've added a bunch of things that I think make the game more skill-oriented. The time to kill is just a little bit longer, but still really fast, so hardcore Call of Duty fans will still like it because it's snappy and quick. But now you can actually survive getting shot from behind if you are good enough and can slide away and heal and then turn it around on your attacker. I like that a lot. Zombies has seen a lot of love in Black Ops 4, actually. The new map, 6, 5, 4, 6? I don't know, fucking Roman numerals. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I really like this map. I really like what they're doing with the perks, the Perker-Colas. The progression is awesome. Just all around, really solid Zombies entry. Now with all the positives out of the way, let's get into the dumb shit, because this is Activision. There's going to be some dumb shit. Let's just get right into the shit. DLC passes. I've kind of been drifting away over the years. EA kind of realized, hey, if we keep selling these map packs, it fragments the player base, and now the people who own the map packs can only play with the people who had the map packs, and the people who don't have the map packs can only play with the people who don't have the map packs, and now we're dividing our player base and makes people not want to play the game, and it fucking sucks for everyone. So Titanfall and Battlefield have since ditched the DLC pass format because it's outdated and it fucking sucks. Activision said no, and they kept it. Interesting enough, Activision seems to do this thing where they look at all the ways that other developers are choosing to monetize their games, and instead of picking one or the other, they just sort of keep adding to it. So there's a DLC pass, and then they see other games like Fortnite doing the whole Battle Pass thing, and they say, that's cool, let's do that also. And believe me, it's a carbon fucking copy of Fortnite's Battle Pass system, except they didn't copy everything. They did show some restraint. The part where you actually get more money back so you don't have to pay for it next time, they didn't copy that bit. The part where it's constantly rewarding and gives you really cool things, they didn't copy that bit either. And the part where it's actually fairly easy to level up if you don't have, all the time in the world to play. So credit where credit's due. Activision didn't copy the whole Battle Pass. All the good bits they didn't copy, so that's cool. Secondly, they saw that Fortnite's Battle Pass system was only cosmetic, and then they said, fuck that. We're gonna add new weapons to the Battle Pass system that you can only get from the Battle Pass. And not only that, they're not even jack-of-all-trade guns. Literally, one of the guns has the highest fire rate in the class. It's crazy to me that Activision keeps getting away with this shit, but they have a tried and tested method of dealing with all this backlash, which is just fucking ignoring it. And people just move on and forget and don't talk about it, and it works, which is kind of annoying, but fuck, man. All of this, though, really shouldn't come as any surprise. Activision has been this way for a long time. They are unapologetic in their pursuit of dollar bills.
Show me the money.
They don't give a shit. It's just more of the same. So now let's just move on and talk about the future for what we have to look forward to in the next installment of the Call of Duty franchise. COD 2019 is probably only a few months away from being announced to the world, either officially or being leaked. So hopefully this video gets out before any leaks happen. I'm hoping that it will. I'm gonna go over something floating around on the internet that I think is actually really, really interesting because it's kind of what I would like to see. Now what I'm referring to is this picture that was going around on Twitter, this pretty much wish list. I'm not gonna call it a leak because it's unsubstantiated. There's not a single reason to believe that this is verified in any way. So first, right off the bat, Call of Duty 2019 Modern Warfare 4. Yeah, I think so, I hope so. Every developer has 3 years to come up with an idea, but it also takes them 3 years to act on the feedback that they're getting. Infinity Ward knows that the fan base has been clamoring for that, and this sort of cry for Modern Warfare has been happening since before Infinite Warfare launched. So the 3-year dev cycle, that does give them time to look at the feedback and hopefully plan for that. It could be Ghost 2 for all I care, as long as it's modern-ish. I would like that. I'm getting sick of the whole sci-fi stuff. And I want some good old-fashioned M4s. I want some AK-47s. I'm just sick of all this garbage. Just absolute filth. Get rid of it. Give me that. Yes, that. Now, what's interesting is that the wishlist claims that there's going to be 4 modes. A campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and battle royale. Now, the battle royale is the part that I'm really iffy on, because does Activision really want a new battle royale every year, or do they want to compete with Fortnite and have Blackout be the battle royale experience that carries over through the years? But the other 3, I think, are solid. This picture claims that the campaign will not be a new campaign, but rather a remastered version of Modern Warfare 2, which is interesting because if you remember a while back, it was leaked that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was happening, and then it came out that it's actually just the campaign, and then we never heard about it again. Well, this would make sense if they are releasing a remastered version of Modern Warfare 2's campaign with the new multiplayer of Modern Warfare 4. Zombies is interesting. Modern Warfare has never done zombies. I'm down. I would love to have a zombies set in a familiar space that I know. I really want somebody to just really change the zombies. Give it something fresh, though. I mean, I feel this way about Call of Duty in general, and I'm going to hit on that on the last point, but I want something new for zombies. Can we get like a nice big wide open map, sections to go to? Kind of like imagine Transit, except not hell to get through, and you can actually sort of pick a spot and be like, okay, let's try defending this building. Let's try doing it over here. Like, that's what I want. That would be really cool. Now, one thing that I do think is realistic to expect is that the new Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign won't have no Russian. That'll be omitted from this remaster. I think that's probably going to happen, and I think it's actually the right call. When I played No Russian for the first time, when I was a young fetus, I was like, oh, it's so impactful, it's so emotional. When I went through and played Modern Warfare 2 again on Steam, it's not good at all. To be fair, my official stance on the matter is that a game developer can make whatever game they want, no matter how graphic, no matter how whatever. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, do what you want. However, they don't handle it how you think they handled it, right? The nostalgia glasses. Would a mission like that be worth it in, say, a Naughty Dog game where maybe the main character of that entire game is that CIA agent, and you have to do that mission, you have to do those things, and then throughout the rest of the game, he's struggling with that, and there's intense flashbacks. Yeah, that would be awesome. But it's not that. It's literally just controversy for controversy's sake. That whole mission could have very well been a extended 3-minute, 4-minute cutscene, and it would have done the same. It would have been fine. You never hear from that character again, the character that you play as. And aside from literally just the next mission, it's never referenced again. All it does is serve as a flashpoint between the United States and Russia, and that could have been done in a cutscene, and I will not miss it at all. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a thing. The final point I'm going to touch on in this wish list that's been floating around is that the return of specialists, which is an interesting idea. I don't know if that's a thing that needs to happen. I mean, it would be cool if you've got your dude, you've got your girl. You can dress them up however you want, and then you've got sort of your regular create a class with your weapon, your attachments, your perks, and then you have your specialist sort of ability, which is above all of that, or maybe it's its own slot. It doesn't take up a space in your sort of pick 10 system, where you can have your grenade launcher or a ballistic shield or a spawn beacon, something like that. I think that would probably suit it a bit better, because it's harder to come up with 7 or 8 different specialists that all fit within the realm of realism. That's going to be a little bit tough. So it'd be cool if they sort of tweaked that a little bit. And that's sort of driving to my final point that I want to get at. What do I want from the Call of Duty franchise more than anything? I want them to take some fucking time off. Just try something new. Take a chance. Video games nowadays, I find, are just so focused on making money that they lose any sort of originality or risk-taking. It's Call of Duty. People are going to buy it. You don't have to worry about fucking sales revenue. Even if it doesn't sell well, it'll sell better than most. I'd just love to see game developers take more chances, and no game franchise needs that more, in my opinion, than Call of Duty. Try something new. They tweaked the formula even just a little bit with Black Ops 4, and the community responded really well. Bullet travel time, manual healing, predictive recoil patterns, these are things that were not in any Call of Duty before, and now they're in Black Ops 4, and people pre-launch were giving them shit, and then it came out and people were like, oh yeah, no, this works. This is fun. So just take that and then do more of it. Please. Please. Alright, that is episode 2. a very, very rambly episode 2 that I filmed, that I recorded in a very fragmented way. Hopefully it all comes together nicely. Let me know if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, don't say anything. Just don't comment. I don't want to hear about it. If you have any ideas on what I should do next, please give me a suggestion for a franchise, movie, video game, TV, whatever. I've got a short list of things I want to do. Halo's on there. I think I want to save. I really love Halo, so I think I want to save that for a bit later once I've sort of learned a bit more about editing and become more comfortable with my voiceover, because I really want to hit Halo. I want to get that one. I want to do it once. I want to do it right. Like I said, any ideas, please comment. Let me know. If you've made it this far, holy shit. I'm really sorry. But thank you.